Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to configure and create our first instant clone desktop pool in the Horizon View Administrator. For this demo, I'll be using a 7.8 Horizon Administrator connection server. And in the last video, I have already configured and created the instant clone image and optimized it as well using VMware OS optimization tool. So now we'll be creating the desktop pool using that same image. So let's start with the demo here. So you can see the Windows 10 image that I have, which I have configured. It's currently powered off. So we'll just take a snapshot of this image. So let's go ahead, click take snapshot. I will just change the name as something which can understand that snapshot underscore one. This would be better. So once we have the snapshot, okay, this looks good. We'll just go to the view administrator and okay, let me log in. Okay, it's done. Okay. All right, so we'll just open catalog and we'll click add to create a new desktop pool. We'll create an automated desktop pool with floating assignment. As it's my test environment, I'll select the instant clone and the vCenter server. I'll give it a display name as instant dash machine and okay, and I'll give it an access name as well, which I have already created earlier. I'll hit next. So you can make all these changes with these settings if you want. You can either select an automatically log off after disconnect from here or make a lot of changes with the way you want your VDI to be. I'll just set it as default as it's my test lab. I don't want to make any changes at the moment. I'll give it a naming pattern of instant. Let me change it to M. That would be better. So this is the naming pattern I'll be using. I'll be creating 3 machines out of it. And this looks good. Hit next. I'll be using vSAN, so we'll just select that option before up. Let's select a parent vCenter server. Sorry, the parent VM on the vCenter. It'll take some time to populate this information. So we have the instant 1903 instant image. We will be using that. Let's select the snapshot. The name is useful in these scenarios where you have to find the snapshot out of multiple ones. So the VM folder location. The cluster that we have is Horizon cluster. This is the name, so we will be using this. I have not created a resource pool yet, so it will be required for me to create any desktop pool. So I'll be just creating a new desktop resource pool with the name Horizon and keep these setting as default. That should be fine as they are expendable. And we'll go back to the view administrator, select the cluster as Horizon cluster and the resource pool as Horizon. We'll search for the data store, the vSAN data store that we have created earlier, the Horizon data store. So, all right, so the AD container I'll just show you. I have created an instant computer folder, an OU in the AD. I'll just show you the name. So this is the one which we'll be using to save the data. So we'll go back to here, change this option, select browse, and it will take us to the AD objects, and we'll select the instant computer where it will create the computer objects. So that should be good. We can create any clone prep scripts that you have, power off, power on scripts. You can add it here. We'll click next. We'll select that entitled user after this visit finishes so that we can entitle the user as well who are going to use this VDI. So I have created 3 users with the name instant user 1, 2, and 3. So I'll just select them. These are the three users. All right, we can close this now. So the instant machine desktop pool has been created. If you will open the settings, you will see that it's currently is in provisioning state. That means it is communicating with vCenter to create the VMs. It's setting up its environment. So I'll just maximize this, and we will leave it here for some time. I'll be fast forwarding the video so that you can see actually what's going on here. Now the first CP template has been created. Now that will power on to check if it's able to communicate properly uh, with the environment. So let's give it some time here. Generally, this process takes time because the first template creates and attach itself to the environment and see if everything is working fine. So you can see the values has been updated. There is another CP replica which has now been created. So the CP template is cloned in CP replica now, and let's wait for the cloning task to complete. So you can see the virtual digest and the replicas and parents are now being created. So the next step will be, since all the parents are being created, the next step will be to create the virtual machines. So you can see the virtual machines are currently in customizing state. The VMs are here. Now it will take some time for it to join to the domain, and we'll verify it once. We'll just refresh this and see if the computer objects are being created. So they are there now. We can see them, instant M3, M2, M1. And all right, let's go back then. So we'll give it some time, and probably it should join to the domain. Uh, so these are the parents which are in power down state. This is so we can see the DNS name and the IP address assigned to the virtual machines. That means the VMs has been created without any issues. All the three VMs have their names, unique names, and the IP addresses. So we'll just go back to the view administrator once and do a refresh. They should be in available state. So you can see the names are in available, and we can see the DNS names created here as well. So it looks good. We'll go back to the Horizon client now and try to connect using one of your instant user, which we have assigned. We'll double click onto the instant machine, the desktop pool name, and let's see if you will be able to get the desktop. All right, this looks good. We are able to log in, so it looks fine to me. We should be able to get the desktop after this. So it will take some time to prepare the windows for the user. So it will wait, give it some more time to do all the adjustments, and in a moment we should be able to see the desktop. So we can see the start menu. It looks good from here. So we are now aware that everything is working fine